About a year ago, I made a video saying that if Hyundai were to continue on its current path and to follow its plans that it had publicly announced, there was a chance that within a decade, it would be either bankrupt or seeking a bailout from the Korean government. Well, Hyundai have since changed their tune, changed their plans, and therefore changed their future. Fortunately for them, they've woken up to what we all have known was really going on now for quite a long time. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm the Electric Viking. My name's Sam Evans. The media are all reporting on Hyundai's new plan, but they won't tell you what their old plan was. Strange that. Probably nothing to do with the fact that Hyundai seems to spend a lot of money on advertising and marketing. LeBron James, anyone? Or is that Kia? Anyway, same company, same situation. Except Kia is in a far worse position. Looking at Kia's projection for 2030 or their plans for 2030, they are very different now to Hyundai's. Strange. The other strange thing, Kia's EV6, the World Car of the Year last year, appears to be following in the footsteps of Jaguar. Jaguar's electric car won World Car of the Year, and it slowly faded into obscurity, becoming what is now known as a compliance car. A vehicle simply made to meet compliance targets for carbon credits and emissions, which is never really intended to be a mass market product. Well, it looks like that's what Kia is now doing to the EV6. Hyundai, on the other hand, Kia's sister brand, have completely changed their electric vehicle production numbers. Less than 2 years ago, they said they were aiming for around 600,000 EV sales in 2030. They changed it a year ago to around 1 million. Now, well, it's completely changed again. They're saying they want to be one of the 3 biggest electric vehicle manufacturers in 2030. If they follow this plan that they've just put in place and publicly announced, they will definitely not be one of the 5 biggest globally, not even close. But they'll definitely be in a much better financial position than what they otherwise would have if they had to follow their old plan, which was just disastrous. Hyundai and its subsidiary brands Kia and Genesis make some impressive electric cars. Well, Genesis, yeah, they're okay. Hyundai, on the other hand, the Ioniq 6, Ioniq 5, and the new Nero are all excellent cars, which I highly recommend. Hyundai has now said it's going to be a top 3 global automaker in 2030, fueled by 18.1 billion investments into EVs. Now, to give you some context on that, that's actually a pretty small amount in comparison to everyone. Even Tesla will spend much more than that. For example, Volkswagen Group will spend 200 billion. Yep, 200 billion in comparison to 18.1 billion. So unless something goes really, really wrong for Volkswagen Group, I'm pretty confident they'll be selling more EVs than Hyundai. The same can be said for BYD and Tesla. Both of them will be making far more EVs than Hyundai will in 2030 based on their current trajectory and their actual plans. But getting back to Hyundai, what are their numbers? Well, what's more important than the actual amounts that they plan to invest are their production goals. They say that they'll be able to produce 3.64 million electric cars in 2030. It's a kind of a strange number, 3.64 million. It sort of struck me as odd that they'd say 0.64. But anyhow, the number is what's most important. Currently, Hyundai sells around 4 million cars a year. Hyundai are basically saying at least 90% of our global production will be electric in 2030. And that, my friends, will keep them in business. This is what they had to do. The sooner they realized it, the better. And they appear to have realized it sooner than what others, such as their competition, Kia, but more importantly, the Japanese automakers, Toyota, Honda, Mitsubishi, Subaru, Suzuki, Mazda, Nissan, you get the picture. They haven't realized it at all yet. Hyundai highlighted its spending on R&D, which is actually paying some pretty significant dividends. What do I mean by that? Well, some of the new production ideas that they've worked on in order to make EVs more efficient are very, very impressive. They will work. They make total sense, and other automakers should copy them. One of them, in particular, I made a video about it just a couple of weeks ago, and it's a phenomenal technology that will be able to increase range by possibly up to 10%. With a very, very minor change to your car. I'll put a link in the description to that video. You need to see that if you haven't. Hyundai will be researching and creating new EV platforms, new vehicles, new core parts and advanced technologies, new research facilities, and have vastly improved software creation capabilities. They say that their next generation electric car will be 40% cheaper to make, therefore potentially 40% cheaper for you to buy. If that's true, then Hyundai will have a big advantage over a company like Stellantis, who say that EVs are expensive and will actually marginalize the poor and the middle class into not being able to afford a car. Seems a bit drastic. Hyundai said, in particular, we plan to significantly expand support for suppliers to play a leading role in accelerating the electrification transition of the auto parts industry and contribute to the qualitative growth of the Korean auto industry. The group will share cost burdens with its suppliers on the fluctuation of raw materials and reflect those changes in the prices of goods provided. What does that mean? Well, Hyundai say they're providing training and low interest loans to their suppliers, which will help modernize its complete supply chain. Now, many people claim that the most vertically integrated car company in the world is Hyundai. For example, the Hyundai Grobus Group, which supplies most of the electric car parts that go into a General Motors electric vehicle, come from Hyundai. So they're going to be providing affordable loans to themselves, pretty much, if that's true. And actually it is true. Much of what goes into a Hyundai electric car is manufactured by Hyundai-owned companies. Can Hyundai pull this off? Well, if they invest $18 billion, the answer would be a flat-out no. But I'm sure, like Hyundai's other plans, that figure will change as well. Just give them a bit more time. They'll get there. That's what it looks like to me anyway. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.